Now I'm going to show you how to add more fingerprints or faces to unlock your iPhone. If you have an iPhone 8 or older, you'll be using fingerprints for Touch ID. If you have an iPhone 10 or newer, it'll be Face ID because it uses facial recognition to unlock your phone. And I'll also show you how you can change your passcode as well if that's something you want to do. So once you have your phone open up, you'll jump into the settings here. And you'll scroll down till you see Touch ID and passcode. If you have an iPhone 10 or newer, it will say Face ID and passcode because there is no more fingerprint sensor on the newer iPhones, so just keep that in mind. So we'll tap on that. It'll ask you to enter your passcode, so you'll just go ahead and enter in your passcode. From here, it says use Touch ID for, and again, if you have a newer iPhone, it'll say use Face ID for. iPhone unlock, iTunes and app purchases, Apple Pay, and passwords for autofill. So you can turn any of those on or off if you want to. So when you're making purchases in the App Store or downloading apps and things like that, instead of typing in your Apple ID password, you can just use your face or your fingerprint to authorize the purchase, depending on which iPhone you have. Down here, you can see we can add more fingerprints. If you are someone who has an older iPhone, you can add up to, I believe, 5 fingerprints. If you're someone who has a newer iPhone that uses Face ID, you should be able to add up to 2 faces only. So keep that in mind. So to add fingerprints, you just tap Add Fingerprint, and you go through the steps of adding a new fingerprint. So we'll do that right now. And you just repeatedly tap on the sensor until all those lines turn red, and then now it just wants you to adjust the grip, so we'll click continue, and then this way you just go ahead and move your finger around and keep touching the sensor until all the lines turn red. There we go. So now you can see I have 2 and I can add more if I want to. Then the other options I have here are turn passcode off or change passcode, or you have require passcode immediately after lock. You also get some other options down here, but we're going to go ahead and click on change passcode. It's going to ask for your old passcode first. Now it's going to ask you to enter in your new passcode. You can see it defaults to a 6-digit passcode, but if you want other options, you can hit passcode options down here. You can do a custom code, so using numbers if you want, or using letters, excuse me, if you want to, so like more of a generic typical password, or you can do a custom numerical code that's something that you want to use that has more than 6 numbers, or you can do a 4-digit code, and we're going to choose the 4-digit option. We're going to go ahead and type in our new passcode. We're going to type it in one more time. And then it's going to take a minute or two here to set up the new passcode. But that's how you go and change some of the security settings in the iPhone if you want to add more faces or fingerprints or change your passcode.